Okay, so we're here in the workshop and I'm going to make a lovely spring fish bowl. I've got a nice silver fish bowl here. I filled it with just normal water from the tap, and this is a sterilising tablet, just like the ones you do the baby's bottles and dummies and things in, and I'm going to put that whole thing in there, and by the time I finish that will have dissolved into the water. So I'm using some green bell because I think this gives a really nice fresh look. Some laurel steiner, which is pretty. The pink roses, and how to prepare those. I've done most of them, but you just take the rose stripper and strip the thorns off. These didn't really have any thorns, to be honest. And then I've got some pink tulips, which I've prepared most of, but I've just left a couple for you to see, and you just gently pull the bottom foliage leaves off, just because you don't want that sitting in the water. And then I've got some of this really pretty blossom, which obviously that is going to be too big to go in the fish bowl, so we can cut that down and use get a couple of branches out of that, take the bottom bits off. It's a shame, but it's necessary. A couple more bits there. I'll leave that, I don't think I need that bit. So I'm going to start with a piece of blossom and some laurel steiner, and I'm just gonna build it up and show you. I think the combination's really important because that's what's going to make it feel really springy. The colours are lovely. I mean, they're quite girly, but they're also quite springy. I think it just needs to look fresh. And just going to add that like that. Some more roses and give it a little twist. A bit more blossom. Oops. Like that. And you just build it up in a nice hand tie. As you go. Now this is long, so you're just going to snip them off because it's trickier to handle. Obviously concentrate on the fact that it's round, the bowl is round, so you want to create a nice round shape. You don't want any flat sides. But keep going. There we are. And that's coming together nicely. A nice even spread of the blossom. Keep turning, you want to keep turning in, whoops, one direction and adding. Nearly there. It's nice having things in groups, so some of them naturally fall into place. Others need a bit more manipulation, and tulips, did you know, are the only flower that actually continues growing once it's been cut, which is a bit of a double-edged sword because you can make a lovely arrangement and then you come back in the next day and it's all grown into a wonky shape, which is irritating. Just needed a little bit more foliage there. Then we've got some bind wire, which is something that we use a lot. Cut a bit of that off. tie it off like that. Don't pull it too tight because the tulips are very rhubarby and you will slice through the stems and cut your arrangement in half, which is deeply irritating. Ooh. You'd be surprised how short you actually need the arrangement to be for it to sit on top of the bowl. But I would say about that, pull off any strands that aren't looking great. And there you go. Beautiful spring